It's a good one. See, I like talking about good ones because this is the real core stuff that people deal with. So you're aware of this formless nature, your true self that doesn't die. Somehow you become aware of that. Some experience, God graced you with this awareness. You became aware of a presence. Somebody can say, well, how do you know it don't die? You just know, see, right? Like, you know, it can't die. It doesn't have a form. And it's there all the time. Your earliest memory, it was there. It's there now. It's there in between. It's like, how can you kill it? Like, it's just there. Okay, so you're aware of that. But then, you notice this presence, this consciousness has incarnated into this human vehicle, this machine, this robot, this virtual reality equipment, all this software it put on, physical body, the energy and emotional body, or astral body, the mental, causal body. You have all that to contend with. And it runs based on the law, you can say, of karma. We've lived before. It's not our first time on this planet, especially if you're listening to videos like this. So, the law of karma, every action has a reaction. All the energy we send out comes back somehow. Now, I know the non-duals are going to say we're beyond karma, and yeah, we are beyond karma. But, okay, so game over then. You're beyond karma, nothing exists, okay. Yeah, what are we going to say? It doesn't really help. It doesn't help saying that for one who's still living in this human form. All that does, that kind of talk, it feeds the ego, and the ego thinks it's realized something it hasn't. Ego can't realize this stuff. The mind can't realize this. These realizations come from grace. Anyway, so law of karma, it runs this human ship. And you'll note, and see, to exist in a form, you have to be imbalanced somehow. You just have to. Otherwise, we just dematerialize. So there's some imbalance. Mentally, meaning you can have obsessive compulsive thought streams, uncontrollable thoughts. Emotionally, you can have these feelings, sensations, heavy energies that come up. Physically, you can have certain elements. You can be sick. You can't control these things like they're happening. Now, for some, you might have signed up for the special forces human experience, and those things can be really trying. You can just feel like you're just totally out of control. It's like, my God, I can't, like, I can't control, like I'm flipping out inside. I have strong, like, the emotional intensity is so strong. My reaction to things, to people, when they do certain things or something, or if I'm just in a space, I haven't slept or ate much, it's like, whoa. But I'm still awake. Like, whoa, like, wait a minute. I'm still awake. Because I'm aware, even when I'm acting out, when the body-mind's doing its theatrical demonstration that we can't control, it's playing its role. See? Even in the midst of that, you're still aware that there's an awareness that's not doing that. It's like, you can say it's watching it, but it's beyond watching it. It's just not, it's like that human show is happening inside it, and there's awareness of it. It's like I mentioned in one video, there was when I was acting in Hollywood, there was this girl I met, and she wasn't post-therapy material for sure, but most good actors aren't. You know, they're a little bit, you know. So she's doing her, and she's a good actress. But she said once, she says, you know, I flip out all the time when I'm at home, but that's where I get that's where my like genius acting comes from. She's like, I'm aware of when I'm like flipping out, going into a rage or being in the depression or bipolar or both at the same time. She's like, I'm aware of that. See, she has spiritual tendencies that she maybe doesn't know that's what it is, but life will at some point make that the most important thing in your life, to put more attention on the spiritual tendencies. So that's the paradox. That's the conundrum. You're aware of your deeper self, your true self, your non-dual self. I have to use the word non-duality as a keyword, otherwise my videos will float around and nobody will see them. So, because some might say, why you make fun of non-duality, but you like making non-duality videos. Well, they are non-duality videos. They're just not the kind that, I don't know, that you see normally. We'll be nice and say that. So you're aware of your true self, but the body-mind machine, it's doing its own thing. So then the mind will say, oh, but you're not awake then. Can't be awake. Otherwise, because it has its imagination about what awakening looks like, otherwise you're just going to be poised, present. Somebody holds a gun to you. Oh, poor soul. God, forgive him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Think you're going to say that? That's not what awaken is. There's no definition really for awakening. We can speculate and say, well, it's when the mind activity reduces to a certain point. It's when you feel a sense of peace and calmness. It's when you have compassion for others. But again, I keep saying, to what degree? What does it mean? That you're perfect? Well, no, it doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means, what? What does it mean? Where's the fine line? Where do you cross over into awakening? Where? There's no line. It's a mental thing. If we didn't have this imbalanced ship to navigate, there would be no concept about awakening. It's a mind-created concept. Now, because of evolutionary law, God is playing as he's asleep, and then he's waking himself up. This is the game. All the while, God's still God, though. Your true self is still your true self. It's not embarking on an awakening journey. So my point for saying all this, again, is to relax with the concepts and the obsessiveness of trying to wake up. That's a hard thing to let go of. Like, I know, because I keep trying to debunk the whole awakening concept, and I don't think most can hear. Some do, though, and I appreciate those comments. That's why I like this channel. Like, we get into high-level stuff here, and it's landing in some of you, and I like that. So, you're aware of this formless presence, nature that you are, your non-dual self. At the same time, it seems like you don't have control over the body-mind functioning and the emotional body and the whole theatrical show that the human self is doing. Don't judge it. I made a video about that. Yeah, don't judge yourself or something. What are you going to do about it? You can't do nothing about it. Now, you can and you can't. This is why I have my other channel, Transcending Shadows, and also Beyond the Alchemy. It's about semen retention for the guys. And then I have a channel for girls, Divine Femininity, and I'm not going to make any more channels. See, I was going to make a channel on plant medicine, but I'm like, no, I'm done. So I talk about practical lifestyle habits that are interrelated with waking up spiritually. This is the thing a lot of people miss. They just want to focus like this. I'm spiritual. Like there's no body, mind to even work on, man. Like I'm just like, I'm not even here to say I am. Okay, play that role for a while. Life's gonna crush you. I'm making a video on that too. Let life crush you. It crushes the ego. So you work on these practical things, healthy lifestyle habits, diet, and preserve your sexual energy, and good company, and good environment, and do introspection, and be aware of your addictions and attachments, and be of service to others. All those things help purify the body-mind. At least you get to a semblance of balance. And then that helps purify these energies that are stagnant inside you, that are blocked, that's causing this sense of being out of control. You see? So then what? Is your true self more awake then when you get these bodies balanced? No, your true self's beyond awake. It's not the one talking about awakening. It's the body-mind. The body-mind can never be totally awake. It's impossible. It's imperfect. It's a form. It can't be awake. It's a constant, never-ending, fine-tuning, heading towards perfection, but will never reach. That's why I say, it's cool. Cooperate with the show. You have no choice anyway. cooperate with the purification of the body-mind human ship, because that's what gives the experience of tasting your source. That's why we need it. But also keep some attention on your true self source that's beyond awakening. You do both. That's balance. You do both. Any true good spiritual teacher, I like Pantajali. I like him because he goes over these things. He doesn't just say meditate and go into samadhi, you're done. No, he goes over the basic, practical lifestyle habits, because that's important. And so if you feel out of control, but at the same time you know that you're aware of yourself that's like beyond awake or awakened, that's okay, that's normal. Everybody feels that. Everyone, your greatest sage and master, they're going to be out of control on some level. If a certain life situation's presented, I told you, they're not going to be just poised. Give me all your money. I can't hear you right now. I'm so deep into samadhi. No, there's going to be some reaction. So, is that out of control? Well, you could argue and say, well, that's justifiable. Well, if you look at things deep enough, everything's justifiable. The person that goes crazy outside and kills people on deeper level, if you could see their string of lifetimes, the karma they created, it's also justifiable. If you are in their state at that exact same time, you don't know what you do either. Okay? So we got to stop trying so hard to figure all this out and to have concepts about concepts and more concepts about those concepts and think that we understand something. Does it look like I understand something? I'm acting, so someone may, well, you're acting like you're understanding something. I don't know what I'm going to say. I have no idea. Something's flowing, something enjoys the flowing, and that's it. I have no idea what I just said these last 12 minutes, so let me know. See you.